for the Huskies has pitched 5 innings and given up 6 earned runs, 8 runs total. So we'll keep an eye on that as he has had some tough times. Brzezinski going to lay down a bunt. It's a bit of a sack squeeze there. He's going to run down to first, and he'll be safe there and scoring on the play from third, and now rounding on a pass ball over at first base, and coming home to score is Gibbs. It'll be Zellner scoring first, Gibbs scoring second. What a wonderful play by Brady Brzezinski to plate 2 runs, and it's 11-9 here in Duluth. Kind of took everybody for surprise. It took me by surprise, that's for sure. Brady Brzezinski laying down a beautiful bunt down the third base line. The third baseman, Nolan Johnson, couldn't come on and field it cleanly enough to make a solid throw to first base, and his throw gets away from the first baseman hander. And 2 runs scored. It's 11-9. The Express take the lead, the first lead that they've had since the 5th inning. And now a delivery in from Popovich is low to Percaro. For those keeping score at home, Zellner and Gibbs scored on the play. Down to third is Barajas, who had walked earlier. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Percaro. That one misses inside as well. Brzezinski's at first. It goes down as a hit and an error for Brzezinski. He'll get 1 RBI out of it. The other will go down off an error. And the 2-0 delivery is upstairs to Percaro, and all of a sudden it's 3-0. And a few fans now, seeing their team trailing by 2, are going to hit the exits at 10:34. Percaro digs in. Popovich comes set. Runners at the corners. 3-0 delivery is inside, and that'll walk Mike Percaro down to first base. Moving to second on the play is Brzezinski. And Drew Turbin going to step in now with 2 away, and the bases loaded once again. Barajas at third. Brzezinski, who laid down a wonderful bunt down the third baseline to score Zellner, and eventually Gibbs on the throwing error from third base is at second. And at first on the walk is Percaro, and taking a strike there is Drew Turbin from Jake Popovich. Trying to get the scorebook correct. It is now, I think, as runners have the bases loaded here for the Express. Here's Drew Turbin on the 0-1. Takes outside, and it's 1-1 now to the lefty Turbin. Turbin walked back in the 10th, but was stranded on base as the Express weren't able to get any in that top of the 10th inning. They've gotten 2 here in the 11th, and they did it all after 2 outs. Popovich comes set with the bases loaded. 1-1 delivery to Drew Turbin. That one outside. Stepping out is Tinsley, and it's 2-1. Nowhere to put Turbin for Jake Popovich. He's going to have to come into him, is Popovich, and that could help Turbin in terms of his outing here tonight. This is his 7th plate appearance. And thus far, he's 0 for 4 with a couple of walks and a run scored. 2-1 delivery into Turbin with the bases loaded. That one outside, and it's 3-1, and they're 1 ball away from walking in another run for the Express. 3-1 the count. Popovich looks into Tinsley to get the sign. At third is Barajas, second Brzezinski, at first is Percaro. He comes set. The 3-1 delivery into Turbin is lined down the left field line. It'll slice foul, and that'll run the count full with 2 away here in the top of the 11th. That'll set the runners in motion as the Express look to add to their 11-9 lead. Most runs the Express have scored in a ball game this season. As we go over the 4-hour mark here in Duluth. Bases loaded. Coming set is Popovich. The payoff pitch is fouled back to the screen, and we'll do it again. Runners taking off on the play with 2 outs and a full count, and the bases loaded. They're ready to reset things as Drew Turbin would love for his first hit of the ball game to come here in the top of the 11th inning. It would really open it up for the Express here against Popovich and the Huskies. He comes set as Popovich. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch with the bases loaded to Turbin. A grounder down the first base line. It'll go foul, and we'll do it all again here at Wade Stadium. Turbin just won't go down to Popovich. Looking in is Popovich to get the sign from his catcher, Tinsley. We reset everything on the full count pitch once again. Another payoff pitch coming from Popovich into Turbin with the bases loaded and 2 away. He'll pop that one down the first base line and out of play once again. And Drew Turbin having one heck of an at-bat against the 6th pitcher of the night for the Huskies in Jake Popovich. This is one of those games that if the Express can hold on and win, you'll look back on it at the end of the season or maybe at a certain point if the Express go on a streak from here and say that might have been the point, as they've been coming back in ball games. They just quite haven't had the chance to finish them out. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Popovich into Turbin. That one high, and that'll walk the bases loaded, and it'll go station to station and walk in Mike Barajas to give the Express another run here in the top of the 11th inning. It's 12-9. The Express lead the Huskies here in Duluth. Mike Barajas scores on the play, a walk and an RBI for Drew Turbin. And now Tyler Herman will come to the plate, and the Express, for the second time in this ballgame, have batted through the lineup. Down to third is Brzezinski, down to second is Percaro, and Turbin is down to first on the walk. Popovich will come set to Tyler Herman, who hits a deep drive down the left field line. Back is Caldwell at the wall. It'll hook and go foul. Tyler Herman was about 10 feet away from a grand slam that would have given the Express the certain victory here tonight against the Huskies. Have to remember, the Huskies will still come up in that bottom of the 11th. You never know what can happen here in the Northwoods League. Bases loaded, 0-1 after a long strike to Tyler Herman. Tyler Herman, who's batting .353 on the season with runners in scoring position. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Nice block back there by Tinsley to save a run in Brzezinski at third base. And it's 1-1. Tyler Herman on the night, 2 for 6 with a couple of runs scored. This is his 7th plate appearance. Herman digs in. Popovich looks in and gets his sign. Here's the 1-1 with the bases loaded and 2 away in the top of the 11th. That one, a great stop by Tinsley to save a run. He jumped a good 2 feet to the outside to save that errant pitch from Popovich from going to the backstop. And he kind of moved the glove in a awkward fashion to pick that ball that skipped in the dirt. What a great defensive play from Tinsley. 2-1 count to Herman from Popovich. Bases loaded with 2 away in the top of the 11th. Here's the pitch. A liner down the left field line. That one is fair, and that will at least score 2. Rounding second and coming home is Percaro. Turbin into third. He'll be there safely, and Tyler Herman has a 2 RBI double that gives the Express now a 14-9 lead over the Huskies in the top of the 11th inning. Tyler Herman with a huge hit, and now Lane Milligan coming up for the second time in this inning. Remember, the Express started the inning with 2 outs. They've done all this scoring, 5 runs in fact in this inning, all with 2 away. And now the lefty Lane Milligan digs into that left-handed batter's box against Popovich with runners on second and third, and the Express still threatening. Popovich delivers a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Express have plated 5 here in the top of the 11th. Herman at second, Turbin at third. Popovich delivers on the 0-1 into Milligan, and that one will miss off the plate, and it's 1-1. At the only RBIs for Herman on the night. He's at second base. Down at third is Turbin. Milligan, who grounded out to first base earlier in the inning, up there at 1-1. Popovich skips one in the dirt, and Tinsley doing his job once again for the Huskies and saving a run, blocking that one as it bounced about a foot or 2 in front of the plate. What a ball game here in Duluth tonight, as the Express lead 14-9 here in the top of the 11th inning. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Popovich into Milligan. That one misses in the dirt, and it's 3-1. Their base is open at first, with Herman at second base and Drew Turbin down at third. Second time I've had to bump the columns over in the scorebook as the Express have batted through for the second time in this ball game. 3-1 delivery into Milligan. That one hit deep down the right field line. That one hooking, and it will be foul just by about a couple of inches. Milligan hit that one right off the warning track out there in right field and just to the right of the fair foul line. There's a decent amount of foul territory going down the right field line and the left field line, but right at about the last 10 to 20 feet before the wall, the fencing from the bullpen comes right up to where the foul line is, and that one bounced just in between that foul area between the fence and the line. 2-2 now the count. Or 3-2, I should say, to Lane Milligan. Here's the payoff pitch with 2 men on and 2 away. That one will be low, and it'll get away from Tinsley, and not being able to score on the play is Drew Turbin. I wonder if that went down as a hit by pitch there as he kind of stopped at third base. Nonetheless, now the bases are loaded for the Express. And once again, Tyler Jones comes to bat for the second time in this inning. Lane Milligan walks down to first, and coming out to relieve his pitcher will be the manager, Daniel Hersey, for the Huskies. As another pitcher, it'll be the 7th for the Huskies in this ball game, and a tough ball game for the Huskies here tonight as they had it well within their grasp. They were up 6-1 at one point, then went down 7-6. We're up 9-7 for most of it. The Express have come back, scored 2 in the top of the 9th, and now 5 in the top of the 11th inning. A new pitcher for the Huskies when we return here on your home for Express Baseball, Mix 98.1.
I'm Donald Driver, and I always wear a seatbelt, and so does everyone who rides with me.
I'm John from Racine, and I never wear a seatbelt.
Well, that's unfortunate, John, because even a car crash at 50 miles per hour without wearing a seatbelt can feel like being hit by a 300-pound lineman.
Oh, man.
And to add insult to injury, in Wisconsin, you can get pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt, and you will get a ticket.
Who hit me?
So take it from a driver. Click it or ticket, and let's achieve 0 deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin is a vision we can all live with. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
It took you 6 months to find the perfect house, and now you're finally moving in. But there's no telling who else has a key. So you call a name you trust.
Papa Lock is your locally owned trusted resource for all your residential, commercial, and automotive locksmith needs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call Papa Lock in the Chippewa Valley at 715-552-1515. That's 715-552-1515.
Remember the name. Papa Lock.
Go ahead. Live your life. Do the stuff you have to do. Do the stuff you want to do. And don't give us a second thought. We're Excel Energy. We're the light that comes on at the flick of a switch. We're the warmth on a snowy day and the cool when it's hot. We're the energy behind the things that energize you. With a solid system today and a vision for tomorrow. Find out what Excel Energy is doing to power your life at responsiblebynature.com.
This is Ian Dowdy, pitcher of the Eau Claire Express. You're listening to Eau Claire Express Baseball on Mix 98.1 and Mix98online.com.
The 7th pitcher of the game for the Huskies, as the Express have put up a 5 spot here in the top of the 11th inning and now lead 14-9 in extras. Tyler Jones coming to the plate with the bases loaded, and the new pitcher is Josh McClaney, who is out of West Florida, Laurel Hill, Florida native. A sophomore there at 6'6", 190. He throws right-handed, and he will deliver to Tyler Jones with 2 away and the bases loaded, and that one's high and in. And it's 1-0 to Tyler Jones. Down at first is Lane Milligan. At second is Tyler Herman, and at third is Drew Turbin. Tyler Jones, who struck out earlier in this inning as the Express have batted around, steps in and takes a bit of a cutter there for a ball inside, and it's 2-0. Nowhere to put Tyler Jones, as this is the 7th pitcher of the night for the Huskies. Claney will come set, and he'll deliver on the 2-0. Tyler Jones takes at the knees, a strike on the inside corner, and it's 2-1. Trying to recap this inning for you when we get the chance, possibly in the Mega Foods post-game show, if the Express are able to hang on to this 5-run lead. As McClaney comes set on the 2-1. There's a liner into left field. That's going to score more Express runners. Rounding third, and coming home will be Tyler Herman, and he will score, and it's a 2 RBI single, and the Express have put up 7 runs in this top of the 11th inning. Turbin scores, Herman scores. Down to second is Milligan. Tyler Jones is the first, 2 RBI for him, 4 for him on the night. And now runners on first and second with 2 away for the Express.